how Uber works. If you didn't know. They pay me, motherfucker. They send me gift subs. Just talk about Louisiana. Did you know that this past election they voted for an amendment one, which means abortions are not covered by states, even in instance of rape? I was in college when I found out they did that back home. I was disgusted with my state. Louisiana is one of the worst places, unfortunately. It's one of the richest states and also simultaneously one of the poorest states. Very resource rich, but also fucking horrific economic inequality. Why do you keep ignoring the fact that JMPA representatives are not verifying the signatures on the mail-in votes? Recounting the same false votes does not solve the underlying issue. How can you be so blindsided by the simple assessment? What? Bro, they did recounts. Like, what do you want? They did a hand-counted recount. I'm from Louisiana. Originally, I take zero offense to that. God damn it, Louisiana. Louisiana, unfortunately, like I said, beautiful. New Orleans is beautiful. Incredible food. Oh my God. But also, like, it's probably... Stop deleting my replies. I'm not deleting your replies, dude. It's kind of sad. Like... You want to know what like environmental racism looks like? Literally Louisiana, specifically New Orleans, is a great example of it. Like, Katrina happened under a previous administration, under the Bush administration, and its impacts still, you can literally still personally see the impact of Katrina, specifically in black communities in New Orleans, where there are literal fucking houses that have just been broken down with like markers outside of it to indicate that people live in there. It's like the third world. It's like a third world country. One block, you have like broken down buildings from hurricanes and shit with people living in it that marked it so that they don't like demolish the houses, even though those houses are incredibly unsafe to live in. Still, for years and years and years, they've been living in it. And you walk a block down and you see some of the nicest, fanciest fucking old school Louisiana architecture. Are you going to continue streaming this whole process? It never recovered. I remember the crazy amount of refugees we got in our schools post-Katrina in Baton Rouge. And not only Katrina, but every fucking hurricane afterwards. Wait, why did I click on this? Oh, I was gonna look at like the live streams. Like a direct feed.
The Gremlin Street Gang is responsible for hundreds of violent crimes, murders, armed robberies, witness intimidation, burglaries, drug trafficking, extortion, and brutal beatings. We've arrested 10 of these thugs and have warrants on 7 more. Every one of these animals is most definitely armed and dangerous. Darren Carter, Aaron Carter, Travis Cooper, Cody Guidry, Jaron Diggs, Kirkland Demachet, and Jonathan Landry. We have felony warrants for your arrest. You will be hunted. You will be tracked. And if you raise your weapon to a man like me, we'll return fire with superior fire. Darren Carter, you think men like these are afraid of an uneducated, 125-pound punk like you that's never won a fair fight in your life and holds your gun sideways? Young
Okay, dude. Just literally just say the N-word. Okay? Like, you don't need to spend, 57 seconds. Like, he wants to so hard. Like, he's literally just holding it in with the might of Allah. Okay? I've never seen a man try this desperately to not say the N-word while trying to say every word around it. My God. Secondly, incredible editing. Notice how he's not wearing his combat gear in this scene, but then boom, all of a sudden, he is wearing it in this scene. As in, these guys behind him posed while he went back and put his fucking tactical garb on to come back to make sure that the integrity of this composure was preserved. His composition was preserved. Brilliant. Okay? This is literally the most Louisiana motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. Like, the only thing that would make him more Louisiana is if he had like the twang, the Creole. Reminding me of one of my favorite King of the Hill episodes where they end up going to NOLA to fucking throw the football from that Alamo beer can. Or not Creole, Cajun? Is that how you say it? I don't know. And fucking Bill gets like all of his cousins to fuck him. It's awesome. Southern Belle Bobby is probably one of the best characters. Yeah. I mean, it's like one of his best arcs. Yeah, Bill has a fucking harem. Okay, I love this guy. This is my new favorite guy. I'm obsessed.
Son, we do dumbbell presses with weights bigger than you.
Yeah, says the guy who's literally never done a dumbbell press. It's fucking bullshit. Also, my man, literally, the funniest part about this transition is he goes, he's such an angry thumb, dude. Okay, one of my favorite parts is like, you never won a fair fight, boy. Meanwhile, he's literally standing with like K9 units. Okay, like the entire militia, the gang is all there. Everybody's got AR-15s, tactical, kitted up, night vision goggles, 6 consoles. While he's like, yeah, you shoot your guns sideways, boy. Oh, you never won a fair fight. Like, dude, he's like 150 pound teenager versus, the way too overfunded fucking police force.
You think men like these are afraid of an uneducated 125-pound punk like you that's never won a fair fight in your life?
Yeah, that's like, you can't say that with a straight face, okay? I'm going to run the ad after I'm done with this analysis because this is really good.
Hold your gun sideways? Young man, I'll meet you on solid ground anytime, anywhere, light or heavy. Makes no difference to me. You won't walk away. Look at you. Men like us, son, we do dumbbell presses with weights bigger than you. And the convicts in jail, most of those men are good people who just found themselves crossed with the law. They're not evil, and they don't respect you or any punk like you. They'll toss you around like a rag doll. I encourage...
What is this camera shift? Bro, hit him with the wide shot, dude. Hey, look at all of our squad cars. Bro, why is this shot like a promo between, like, did Dana White get involved in this or something? Are they going to throw hands at the end of this, dude? Okay, whoever keeps saying Wes Anderson, that is an insult, okay? Wes Anderson would have a fucking aneurysm if this was a shot that someone proposed to him, because it's very clearly not centered. Have you ever watched a Wes Anderson movie? It has to literally be meticulously designed where everything is in balance. This is completely off balance. Look at the weight of the cars on the right side. He would lose his fucking mind. This is more Uwe Boll or whatever that guy used to butcher fucking video game movies.
I urge every citizen watching this to look into your own heart and find the American courage that conquers all evil. I implore you to listen to this message and stand up. Take back your streets. Take back your...
It's kind of funny though, because like deep down inside, he's like, you know, a lot of those convicts are good people who found themselves in like good people that found themselves in like bad situations. Like that was kind of cool. That was nice that he said that.
Your country. Come forward with information about these heathens that have terrorized your community. And for those who would use this message as a way
Wait, why is he asking him to snitch while also talking about like, why the fuck would they do that, dude? Oh, I gotta sit down. I'm tired already.
create false racial division in our country? Take a close look behind me. Standing next to every cop is a leader of our black community. This is not about race. It's about right versus wrong. One last message to the gremlins. You don't like the things I've told you tonight? I got one thing to say. I'm easy to find. On behalf of the St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office.
Bro, he literally sounds like Dale, dude. I'm easy to find. You can go to my website where I've documented everything my neighbors are doing. You can find their lawn mowing patterns on there. I like to get a nightcap over at the bar down the street. We found as many black people as we could to put in the video, interspersed amongst the police officers. Pocket sand, yeah.
The Louisiana State Police, the U.S. Marshals, and every cop and law-abiding citizen from sea to shining sea. I'm Captain Clay Higgins, asking every patriot to stand up, share this video, and send a clear message to the world. We're Americans. We'd rather die on our feet than live on our knees.
Bro, if like a black teenager who weighs $125 can put you on your knees, then like, I don't know, man. You're throwing a lot of different shapes out there. On the one hand, you're talking about like, you're talking about how devastating this person is, while simultaneously, like, you know, talking about your superior firepower. Stand Up America, contact law enforcement with information on violent crimes. The black people were in suits because they're community leaders. That's why he said it. Different shot of the formation look. Okay, is there more Captain Higgins out there? Louisiana deputy, famous Cajun John Wayne, famous for tough talk.
You can run, but you can't hide. We will find you, we will arrest you, and you will be held accountable for your actions.
Bro, this dude literally is like, I can see hypertension. Okay? When he's talking, I can see like the tension boiling up behind his eyes. Like, feels like me after a fucking long day of responding to gray name takes. I mean, he's literally like, my thumb theory stands true as it ever has. The more thumb-like you are, the better your cop level is. This man is now leading the police union in all of Louisiana. After he packed on 30 extra pounds, they made him first the police chief and then the leader of the police union. The more thumb-like he is, the more uncontrollable his police powers become.
That's Sheriff Captain Clay Higgins from St. Landry Parish, Louisiana. His straight...
Oh, I can't wait for CBS this morning to put a nice little polish on this fucking turd, dude. I don't want to even watch it. Oh my God, he's such a straight shooter. Here we are with Louisiana's sheriff's captain, famous for being a gigantic racist. How many black teenagers have you killed, Sheriff? I don't know. Far too many to count.
In the number of arrests. Hand on the gun.
Hand on the gun.
Hand in the front.
Making a point.
And then we advance toward the camera.
I'm a cowboy with something to say.
Louisiana Sheriff's Captain Clay Higgins is a straight shooter and...
Okay, I gotta fucking play. I gotta play an ad. It's top of the hour, but it's 10 minutes in. You know what it is. If you'd like to no longer see the ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. If you already have Amazon Prime, you can use it by connecting it to your Twitch account. Here's the 1 minute ad now.
A straight talker.
Fellas, you're all an embarrassment to every criminal with a brain. You're no good. You've ruined your life. And if you return to this man's home to steal again, have your affairs in order.
In addition to patrolling the streets of St. Landry Parish, Higgins hosts a weekly Crime Stopper segment for a local news show.
The criminal shattered the front door glass with rocks.
This one targeted cigarette thieves.
If you're one of these idiots, pay attention, son. Try to focus and listen to your elder. What you fellers are is the Virginia Slim Gang, because you're certainly not Marlboro men.
These segments seen regularly.
Okay, I love this guy. I fucking love this guy, dude. I absolutely love this guy. Seriously.
By an audience.
Oh, dude, he's so fucking stupid. Oh, that's so good. All right, the fucking Senate is back. Or is the joint session back? Nope. House is voting. You guys are wrong. They're not reconvening.
Audience of 90,000 people have created a local folk hero.
If you're the man that committed this felony, look at me, son. I'm talking to you.
But it was when this video about a robbery in LeBeau, Louisiana hit YouTube back in July that Higgins became an internet star.
The sheriff likes Stelly's restaurant, and so do I.
More than 5 million people have seen this.
We're going to identify you, arrest you, and put you in a small cell. After that, I'm going to have a cheeseburger here with fries and a Coke and leave a nice tip for the waitress.
Captain Higgins' home base is in Opelousas, Louisiana, the heart of Cajun country. Famous for its music, cooking, and culture.
Washington Post calls you the Cajun John Wayne. Are you Cajun?
No, there's not a drop of Cajun in me.
Before Captain Higgins was chasing suspects, this New Orleans native was chasing money.
I was a very successful businessman, but I wasn't fulfilled in my spirit. I knew that there was another path for me.
That path, he says, led him.
Okay, this is really good.
This been with me for over a decade, and who is
this is a formality that's going on. I'm sure it's well-intentioned, but it is not relevant to the movement of the process. So let's bring in John Avlon, Ryan Lizza, and Sabrina Siddiqui. Thank you each and all, especially at this time. I'm sure that you have been with different measures of interest and frustration listening to me and D. Lemon. Sabrina, what it comes down to is
Chris.
what this, well, you know, he can be tough to listen to. The idea, Sabrina, of what
Except
this
for this
means.
was at Auschwitz, Birkenau. The expansion of Auschwitz, where 4 more large gas chambers were built. They can murder 2,000 people at a time.
It really says something about the state of America when I see a new Republican character get unlocked. And my first thought is, oh, at least he admits the Holocaust happened. Like, I don't know if he's like, I don't know if he thinks it's good or bad yet, but like, that's one bonus. You know, you never know. You never know. Right? So I'm like, okay, not the worst thing. At least he admits it. Don't know what his thoughts are beyond it. Okay? New Republican character unlocked. Oh, for sure.
On these rails rode those poor souls, hauled in from all over Europe. They say as many as 20-25% of them died on the train. Because sometimes the trip was 7-8.
Okay, don't make fun of him. He's a Republican, okay? So that's immediately like he is a broken brain. Which means that like he only knows how to film from inside of a car. So when he's not inside of a car, he doesn't know how to angle it. Like if he doesn't have a dashboard right in front of him, there isn't like an automatic adjustment. There's no framing. Okay? He doesn't know how to do it. Republicans literally only know how to film from inside of cars. So that's why the camera angle is very weird.
8-10 days. Had no food or water. Eventually, those that survived the trip ended up here on these rails.
Wait, are they gonna show? Like, I don't want to get fucking clapped by Twitch because like he's like going through the Auschwitz museum and they like straight up show like dead bodies or some shit. Would Twitch even get me banned for that? Obviously, it's not like a real dead body, but it's a dead body from like World War II or something. I don't know. Hold on.
Great sense of dread comes over you in this place.
Why is he doing this? Bro, who the fuck goes to Auschwitz? And like the first thing is like, man, I'm gonna make a movie out of this. Where is this gonna go? Oh, that fucking Windows Movie Editor flash cut. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cyclone B. Actual cans used to kill 1.1 million innocent civilians here in Auschwitz. They said they would squeeze 700 people in here. The guards would drop Zyklon 5 cyanide gas from above through hatches. The cyanide pellets activated when they hit oxygen. After about 20 minutes, everyone was dead. And then slave labor would go into the room and drag the bodies of those poor souls out and bring them and incinerate them in these ovens. There were 3 sets of ovens like that. This is why Homeland Security must be squared away, why our military must be invincible. This is the suffocation cell.
Oh my God! Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Oh! Shit, dude! That's why he made this video! Oh! Oh, what? Dude, what? That is the craziest buildup I've ever seen, dude. How do we get... Wow. Okay. God damn. This is literally like... This is the greatest character unlock of the century. He spends the first 2 minutes and 34 seconds of the video like describing the horrific, gruesome details of how they killed prisoners in Auschwitz, in the concentration camps. Like, and then this is what he ties it into.
Would go into the room and drag the bodies of those poor souls out and bring them and incinerate them in these ovens. There were 3 sets of ovens like that. This is why Homeland Security must be squared away.
It's just hitting me in so many different directions. Like, I mean, this is like, is this art? It made me feel so many emotions. You know what I mean? Like I felt a profound sense of sadness. And then once the drop comes, it really hits you in the face with it. Like, he ties it into Homeland Security after like giving a detailed assessment.
Why our military must be invincible.
An American military power? What?
This is the suffocation cell, punishment cell for slave labor prisoners in Building 11 in Auschwitz. They would squeeze.
Wait, is it true you're not allowed to film in there? Like, or is it like a respect thing? Like, it's not like literally illegal or anything, but it's just like, I mean, it makes sense why you wouldn't be allowed to film in there.
As many as 40 at a time, men in here. Standing up. Just squeeze them in. It's a small room. And they'd close the door.
I gotta say, bro, you're literally a Republican. Like, if we survive for long enough, depending on what happens, like in 100 years, they're going to film videos like this in the concentration camps that we currently have right now. That you are justified. Like, we did this in Maricopa County. Trump literally pardoned the guy. Not the same as Auschwitz, but, you know, well, if you ask Joe Arpaio, he literally said, "This is my concentration camp, my tent camp. Don't you like it?" I mean, he likened it personally to Auschwitz, but you don't know he's Republican? He's literally a Republican congressperson from Louisiana. I'm pretty sure he's a Republican, dude. Don't make comparisons to the Holocaust, please. Yes, I know. You know, famously, people that say never again literally meant like, oh, no, it'll never happen again. So never make comparisons to the Holocaust so you can learn a lesson from it in order not to repeat those mistakes ever again. You know, that's why. That was the lesson that you were supposed to learn for the Holocaust, is that, oh, it'll literally never happen again. And if anyone ever compares anything to the Holocaust, no matter how fucking similar it might be, Don't ever do it. Jesus Christ. Please talk to some older Jewish people. For fuck's sake, dude. All right, they're reconvening. Higgins' anti-abortion has compared women choosing to terminate their pregnancy to the Holocaust. Oh, no. Wait, that's the guy that had the wife dream? Oh, my God, that's the wife dream guy. Oh, my God, that's the my wife had a premonition guy. I remember him. Oh, this is getting better and better. Dude, this character arc is so good. All right, let's finish this first.
A heavy, solid door until they ran out of air and died, suffocated in that manner. Sometimes it'd take 2 or 3 days. This is why we must remember these things. Man's inhumanity to man can be quite shocking. The world's a smaller place now than it was in World War II. The United States is more accessible to terror like this, horror like this. It's hard to walk away from gas chambers and ovens without a very sober feeling of commitment, unwavering commitment to make damn sure that the United States of America is protected from the evils of the world.
Oh my God, he took an Instagram photo of himself crying. Oh, dude, this dude is awesome, dude. Oh, fuck, I love this dude.
President.
If they do another round of these, I'm going to bed.
Of the House.
Is there going to be another objection? No, right?
Ordered that the House of Representatives rejects the objection to the electoral vote of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Pursuant to the law, Chapter 1 of Title 3, United States Code, because the two houses have not sustained the objection, the original certificates submitted by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania will be counted as provided therein. Tellers will now record and announce the vote of the state of Rhode Island for president and vice president in accordance with the action of the two houses. This certificate from Rhode Island,
if they reject Wisconsin, I'm ending the
advise
stream.
me, is the only certificate of vote from the state that purports to be a return from the state. It has annexed a certificate of authority from the state purporting to appoint and ascertain electors.
Mr. President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Rhode Island seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Joseph R. Biden Jr. of the state of Delaware received 4 votes for president, and Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 4 votes for vice president.
Are there any objections to counting the certificate of the vote of the state of Rhode Island that the teller has verified, as it appears to be regular and authentic? The certificate from South Carolina, the parliamentarians advised me, is the only certificate of vote from that state that purports to be a return from the state, and has annexed to it a certificate of authority of the state purporting to appoint and ascertain electors.
Mr. President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of South Carolina seems to be regular in form and authentic. And it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 9 votes for president, and Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana received 9 votes for vice president.
Are there any objections to counting the certificate of the vote of the state of South Carolina that the teller is verified, appears to be regular and authentic? Hearing none, This certificate from South Dakota, the parliamentarians advise, is the only certificate of vote from that state that purports to be a return from the state, and that is annexed to it a certificate of authority from the state purporting to appoint and ascertain electors.
Mr. President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of South Dakota seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 3 votes for president, and Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana received 3 votes for vice president.
Are there any objections to counting the certificate of the vote of the state of South Dakota that the tellers verified appears to be regular in form and authentic? This certificate from Tennessee, the parliamentarians advise me, is the only certificate of vote from the state. It purports to be a return from the state, has annexed to it a certificate of authority of that state, purporting to appoint and ascertain electors.
Mr. President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Tennessee seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 11 votes for president, and Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana received 11 votes for vice president.
Are there any objections to counting the certificate of the vote for the state of Tennessee that the teller has verified as regular in form and authentic? This certificate from Texas, the parliamentarians advise me, is the only certificate of vote from the state. It purports to be a return from the state, has annexed a certificate of authority of that state, and purports to appoint ascertain electors.
Mr. President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Texas seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 38 votes for president, and Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana received 38 votes for vice president.
Are there any objections to counting the certificate of the vote of the state of Texas that the teller has verified and appears to be regular in form and authentic? Hearing none, this certificate from Utah, the parliamentarians advise me, is the only certificate of vote from that state that purports to be a return from the state, has annexed a certificate of authority from the state purporting to appoint or ascertain electors.
Mr. President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Utah seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana received 6 votes for vice president.
Are there any objections to counting the certificate of the vote of the state of Utah that the tellers verified to be regular in form and authentic? Hearing none, this certificate from Vermont, the parliamentarians advise me, is the only certificate of vote from the state, purports to be a return from the state, has annexed a certificate of authority from that state, purports to appoint or ascertain electors.
Mr. President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Vermont seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Joseph R. Biden, Jr. of the state of Delaware received 3 votes for president, and Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 3 votes for vice president.
Are there any objections to counting the certificate of the vote of the state of Vermont that the teller has verified as regular in form and authentic? This certificate from the Commonwealth of Virginia, the parliamentarians advise.
All right, this is a very big moment. Don Lemon, tell people what just happened.
Joe Biden officially is president, or will be when he is inaugurated on January 20th. It's all over but the shouting, basically, is what it's saying. All of the rigmarole that happened today, this is what it's culminated into.
But very important, because
Suck
this
my dick,
is what
Republican.
Donald Trump swore he would not let happen.
Yeah, we got our fucking carcass, dude.
Yeah. Today.
Fuck
He stalled
you.
this process, and if you say, oh, it wasn't him, yes, it was. This is a time for truth and a reconciliation of the same. This is a moment in our history that will be remembered for a long time. And Joe Biden has now been certified 270 electoral votes. He is your next president of these United States.
Yeah. Let's listen.
This certificate from Washington, the parliamentarians advise, is the only certificate of vote from that state, purports to be a return of the state, has a certificate of authority from the same state, purporting to appoint or ascertain electors.
Mr. President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Washington seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Joseph R. Biden Jr. of the state of Delaware received 12 votes for president, and Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 12 votes for vice president.
Are there any objections to counting the certificate of the vote of the state of Washington that the teller is verified and appears to be regular in form and authentic? Hearing none, this certificate from West Virginia, the parliamentarians advise, is the only certificate of vote from that state, purports to be a return from the state, has annexed a certificate of authority from the state purporting to appoint and ascertain electors.
Mr. President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of West Virginia seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 5 votes for president, and Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana received 5 votes for vice president.
Are there any objections to counting the certificate of the vote for the state of West Virginia that the teller has verified appears to be regular in form and authentic? This certificate from Wisconsin, the parliamentarians advise, is the only certificate from that state, purports to be a return from the state, and has annexed to it a certificate of authority from the state purporting to appoint or ascertain electors.
Mr. President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Wisconsin seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Joseph R. Biden Jr. of the state of Delaware received 10 votes for president, and Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 10 votes for vice president.
For what reason does the gentleman from Texas rise?
Mr. President, I object to the electoral votes of the state of Wisconsin because 71 House members, all of whom condemn violence as we witnessed today, are firmly committed to the resolution of disagreements in civil, lawful, peaceful institutions with full and fair debate, free of violence.
I mean, at this stage, it doesn't matter. Like, it literally doesn't matter. I hope they stay up all night. Fuck them. I'm not, though.
Court's failures to misrepresent that no court would
GG's, boys.
As
fucking GG's, boys.
While Democrat leaders in Milwaukee illegally and unconstitutionally created more than 200 illegal polling places, tens of thousands of votes were changed by workers despite election workers' objections.
That's
plus
it.
So many other illegalities.
Joe Biden has won.
Create a 20,000 vote lead.
The presidency.
We object along with a
What a fucking liar, dude.
For
what
like literally the 700th time in the past 2 months. It's got to be real weird.
Holy shit.
It's got to be extra weird that he lost. I mean, Donald Trump
I'm saying it. America deserves
lost like literally
America deserves
more times than you could fucking ever imagine losing an election in the process of trying to, I guess, win the election in his own way. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, they don't have a senator. It doesn't matter. Even if they did have a senator, it wouldn't fucking matter. Oh, they're gonna reconvene? Who cares? Like, fuck it, 270, baby, it's over. They can stay up all night for all I fucking give a shit, for all I care. I'm not, though. Listen, folks, I love you all. This was a wild journey today. It was really a fucking wild journey. And I'm glad to have spent it with all of you. The madness. I hope I was able to at least parse through some of the madness. You know? Help you make sense of a oftentimes violent and senseless and cruel world. How many what? I'm saying it. America deserves happiness. Fucking still has 270 votes. It doesn't matter. Yeah. At this stage. I think I broke my viewer record today, but I'm not entirely certain. I think we broke the viewer record that I had on election night, which was 227. I think I might have hit 228 or 230, if I'm not mistaken, today. Which is pretty crazy. Hopefully it was 229, 228. Okay, well, regardless, I hope it was enlightening for you. That's what I care about. I'm also about to hit 1 million fucking followers at this stage. That's kind of crazy. That literally happened completely randomly today. Like yesterday, or 2 days ago, I hit 800 or 900,000, and we're already at 950. So that's pretty pog. Sub count not updating. Yeah, the sub count is insane. I don't know how the fuck that happened as well. It's gonna go away. Anyway, I got the peak. Damn, 231,817. That's like 232. Nice. Listen, man, I did 14 hours yesterday, and I did 14 hours yesterday. Thank God I took that one day off, dude. I did 14 hours yesterday, and today I did 16 hours. Or did I do 16 hours? How many hours did I do today? I started at 10 a.m. and it's now 1 a.m. Or it's 10 a.m. and it's now 1 a.m. Yeah, it's almost 15 hours. Regardless. I've said this before after the election night, and I'll say it again. The only reason why I can do all of this, the only reason why I can put in these hours is literally because you guys make it easy for me. It is not a difficult process. Tomorrow we got the Rust server coming on, which is very exciting. Obviously, I'll probably start off with some more news. You know, do a compilation of all the things that happened today. Do a summarization, but then afterwards I will play Rust on the RP server. I still have to figure out what my character is going to look like. I think it's going to be Hank Pecker, and that's my like character. I haven't figured out what my weaknesses and what my strengths are yet, but I also haven't figured out like what my job is going to be. Starting to kind of get a little bit worried because XQC has all these like cool ass plans with a gladiator. You know, he wants to be like a dude who has his own, you know, arena and parkour and all this other stuff. And I need to figure out what I'm going to RP as, like what will be my business. I don't want it to be propane and propane accessories. I don't want to do political commentator. I feel like Ludwig's doing that already. Can I do that in real life? I don't want to RP as a political commentator. I don't want to RP as a fucking journalist or whatever when I'm like literally doing a form of that in real life. I could be a cop. I've thought about it. Definitely as a Republican. Like, I will be Hank Pecker. That's definitely going to happen. Hank Pecker. Libertarian cop. Possibly like Clay Higgins. New character unlocked. Yeah, I'm going to be a thumb for sure. Anyway. Love you all and have a good night.